I am Agnès Btffn. Difficult to say because it's my artist name. It is based actually on my family name, which is Btffn. I'm sitting by the fjord where I have had my last 10 years on this globe, which I have been living on, traveling, whirling around in the universe around the sun 65 times. I am born on the southwest of France, in Cognac. During my long journey in the universe, I built the castle. I bits by bits developed a way of living, creating works of art or experiences of art. It's a very lonely journey. At the same time, it's a lot of sharing. Childhood was quiet in a large family in France, and it took such a long time to come to the point where I could start to decide. The next stage as a young adult was very difficult. I came to the point of deciding of not having children over and over again when I got chances. Natural abortion, provocated abortion. It was very hard. My adult stage was at the same time a struggle and also easy, exciting. When I came over to be 40, that means 40, traveling around the sun, my 40th, I separated after 20 years of common life with a man. And then I learned to live not alone, but suddenly after complicated trauma passage, I cut my hair. Made sculptures, found other men, and it was a big struggle with these crazy men. I learned a lot thanks to people I met, and also being ready to have a life which more in connection with other people and taking also consciousness, coming over the consciousness of not wanting to hurt anymore. This is difficult to tell like this. I am alone, I have nobody who asks me. Okay. And now I am past my 60th birthday, well past. I am in the fifth traveling after the 60th traveling. The last years I have a very interesting life, more in balance with my environment with what I do, accepting more about my limits, not needing to make other create an exciting life and dangerous life for me. I can do it myself. I don't need to hurt anybody when I do it anymore. I don't need to hurt myself either. I can create in the art, going into the edge of the possible, not as a physical dangerousness thing, but putting myself out of balance when I walk or think and create art keeps me on going and in a life dynamic. So my passage to the next years are a challenge, because I'm aware when I look at my parents and older people that the years are experienced as being shorter and shorter and shorter. That's crazy. I need more time. I need a lot of time. So I'm very careful not to fall down there. I want to live. One of the questions I was asked is, how did I live menopause? I was lucky. I didn't need to take any medicine, but there was absolutely a passage. All my body hurt, my muscle. I thought I was going to be like this the rest of my life. So I also had some fear. When I got up, I'd been sitting a while. It was hurting in my legs all the way down. At the same time, I was very relieved not to have the menstruation anymore. It was great. It was a freeing of the body. Contrasts. Oh, yes. I love this path. It's difficult. A lot of sharp stones. But today I don't hurt anymore at all. I've been walking, moving to this house in this fjord we are by together, and moving around, being strong, carrying things in a wheelbarrow. There is no road here. And I'm fit, maybe more fit than I was before when I was younger. The mind is more with me. I'm more whole. What bothers me more about getting older is not the wrinkles. I love wrinkles. I never bothered about wrinkles. I think my mother is beautiful. She's 96. I don't like, though, when I look at myself in the mirror, these things here, but I get used to it. No, what I fear most is my teeth. I know it's hurting to repair the teeth, and if I don't do it, I'll be like my mother again. She didn't bother. And we have to do things with our teeth when we can. It's a lot of money, though. We'll see. When I was young, I was depressed. I wanted to die. I was lonely. I loved mostly the autumn and the winter. When I started to do art, I worked a lot with printing black and white, the bare trees without leaves. I love the structure and the contrast in the sky, like Mondrian has been painting the empty room in between the branches, the air, the sky. Today I really see that, like the light on this tree. I love it. As the third generation of an immigrant to France, Norwegian man who immigrated to France in 1900, I've been attracted to go back to Norway. Not because I believe in mystic and things, just because my grandfather was very clever and had us, all his numerous grandchildren, to his home place in Norway by a huge lake, the Mjøsa. And as a child I was there sometimes with my cousins and my parents on holiday, listening to the foreign language around us. Traveling for me is not like this image. André Bjerke, a Norwegian poet, wrote some poems when he was young, and in one of them there is a verse or sentence, I don't exactly remember the verse, but he was comparing the tourist with the fly stuck on the windscreen of a car. I said to myself early that I want to travel and be there and get to know the place, the people, and this takes time. I chose places which were primitive. So it's a way of traveling from coming in a very bourgeois milieu as a child and living later in very primitive areas, only with cold water and very rough. Not only this is a traveling in the society, not because I was attracted necessarily by it, but the need to cut down all the unnecessary and not using energy to make money to pay for two nice places or apartments. So I can develop the art projects as like very sensitive research or poetry or watching observations from within myself and the surroundings. I was invited to different residences and I like to be there minimum 2 months. It's very short actually, but it gives me time to go into things. Not enough though. That's the way I like to travel. I move between France and Norway regularly. I'm going to Palestine soon to carry on the project. I started there last year. That's very rewarding. I'm a bit anxious. It's good. I don't need to make art under stress. I don't need to make all these experiences today. The challenge for me today is to give my work, my research place, to make it take its place, more than just to be made. I need to accompany it, more than just once. That is a challenge. At the same time, I don't like to work with old things, so in this making I create this art today in not new view, but it's more like the most important is not necessarily the same as what was important before. I decide also gradually that the explanation is great, but the challenge lies also in doing the images without too much talk. I love that stone. I think about these other spots around this globe. Some are very, very full of people,
there is no room. And here I am with the whole fjord around. For a moment. Sky, water, mountain, the light, the sound of civilization making a line on the surface of the water. Can you see the mountain passing? The sun moving, the mountain move. Well, I'm sure you just see the sun move behind the mountain. But with a little imagination, we can see the earth move in the universe. Entertaining.
What will I leave after me? Nothing. Nothing. I'm satisfied being one of several million people. Like a cell. One of million cells in an organism. And disintegrate in the universe as one of a million particles.